Okay, so welcome.
Thank you.
This is to everybody on my group. This is a pre-recorded video for my expo booth because I can't be with you at the moment, and but I'll be with you from 1 o'clock live tomorrow. This is my lovely new friend Melinda, who has generously agreed to come on board and be a guinea pig for me so that I can demonstrate to you what a coaching session. So I thought we'll just do like a mini coaching session, and because it is public, we won't be getting into too many personal details. Yep. But first of all, Melinda, welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks, Vicki.
And Melinda, so Melinda, just for yourself, just a little bit about what you would like to get out of the coaching session, what you think the coaching is all about, if you don't mind.
Okay, just giving me some ideas on how to unblock different areas that might be stopping me from moving forward.
Lovely, yeah, and that's really what the coaching sessions are all about.
Yeah.
And I think like we're having a bit of a chat beforehand. So the type of coaching I do is more about wouldn't know that they have that psychic ability or have that sensitivity, and we sometimes get stuck. Like I do, I still get stuck. I get sometimes things because I'm still human. I'm living alone. I don't have all the answers, and I have a network of people that I reach out to as well.
Yeah.
That's what this evolved from, because there was a time about maybe 18 months ago when I really needed some help, and while I was in the middle of it, even though things weren't resolving for me in the way that I like it, which they never do, the people that I reached out for kept me afloat until I found my feet again and found my way.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. It's not here to solve anything or to tell you this is what you should or shouldn't do. It's to help you reflect back where you're at the moment.
Yeah.
So the first thing I like to do is tune into your and just give a bit of an overview about where you are at in your life at the moment. And as I said, we're not going to go into anything too personal because that's not really what this is about. We're just looking at generally what's happening for you at the moment. That's more for a one-on-one personal time, not for the general public. So let's have a look. So I'm just tuning into your aura. So Melinda, you have lovely energy, very gentle and very soft, and I can see very sensitive. So now see, this is your guidance connecting with me, because I'll get that as soon as I tune into something that is on point, I will get that goosebumpy feeling, or that sense of blending. So our auras are blending, we're blending with your guides and my guides. So what I picked up on was that you have that beautiful sensitivity and that ability. There is a general sense of a little bit of lack of confidence in that, like as in not being able to, not sure about whether what you're getting or what you're feeling is on the right path or correct, for want of a better word. So there is it's a very gentle, I want to say insecurity, but that sounds like a little bit of a harsh word, but that's really what it feels like. So there's an uncertainty. Let's put it that way. That's much better. That's much more descriptive of what I'm feeling. There's a slight uncertainty. So there's a little bit timid when you're going to say something, and that's not just about that's like in life or in your day-to-day connections with people. And that is the first overall thing that I'm picking up around you. It's like a little cloud that sits around you. And it could also be too that you might be feeling a little bit unsure about what I'm going to say to you as well. And that will be showing up in your aura. Sometimes that can happen. Now let's have a look. You've got a very fierce loyalty about you as well. So you will go in like a very strong advocate for people who are, that you feel are being neglected or neglecting themselves. Excuse the road noise, everybody. I apologise on quite a road. So you've got a fierce loyalty. So if you feel that there's an injustice, you will go in swinging.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now that can sometimes, but in a coaching perspective, and we'll talk about that then in a minute, that can sometimes be, it's a very strong advantage, but it can sometimes be a very much a disadvantage because you may sometimes overstep a mark and step into the rescuer. Mm-hmm. Now what else do you want to show me? We'll look at one more thing. Oh, very good. You've got, I would say, see, there's a very small voice that talks to you all the time. I'm wondering, Melinda, just a yes or no for me. Do you sometimes get spirit messages coming through and you're not sure that if they're spirit or not? Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, it's like it's got this little tiny voice way back here chit-chatting with you. Yeah. And it's so quiet that it's almost like they're in another room and they're whispering to you constantly. So no wonder... I'm sorry, now they're all coming forward now, right? So it's no wonder that you're not feeling confident with if you're getting those messages, simply because it's really it's my way there. Like it's in the next room. I can't hear what they're saying, but it's like a whisper all the time. So tell me what you're saying. Am I getting that? So yes. This is great. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at those things there. On a human level, when you are sensitive like that, and especially being fiercely loyal, there would be a tendency to overstep and want to rescue. So you'll be looking at your rescuer archetype in that respect and how to work with that rather than being that person's saviour, as about looking at them and learning how to detach from your emotional self and looking at the perfection of their situation. And being confident that when it is time to act, you can, especially with our loved ones, and also knowing when to hang back. And that comes with practice. There's no magic bullet or magic formula with that. That comes with practice. So now I'm going to pull a card for that area of your life, and I'm using the Tony Riley Soul Life Philosophy cards. Mm-hmm. They're lovely Australiana cards, but they're based on the tarot and Tony's own interpretation of that. So for that side of things, that fierce loyalty, the energy that you would like to be, and I would say to work on, is, I don't know if you can see that. Let's just let the... it's a bit dark. Knowledge. It's a knowledge card. It is a little bit dark because it's the stars and it's the tree. Now you can see... the knowledge card indicates that there is that deep wisdom there. You have a lot of life experience to give. So therefore, when you see somebody in the distance, or you can see somebody in front of you having a difficult time, immediately your inner knowledge, your guidance, your soul wisdom kicks in and thinks, right, you know what, if they just did this and this, because I know this works, blah, blah, blah. And also you'll be chatting with their own guidance as well. And saying, you know what, I know that because you know this for sure, your loyalty would override any insecurity that or lack of confidence that you feel, because that will be the trigger point for you to just let all that go because you want to go in there and help. We'll tie all this in together. I'm actually getting some really good messages about that as well. So that's when that kicks in, is because you have that knowledge and that life experience, that loyalty will kick in and that rescuing feeling will kick in. Now let's have a look at that uncertainty that you have, because I feel like it's a little bit of a cloud around you. It's not just pinpointing here and there. It's not a pervasive thing, but it's something that's sort of it's not a cloud that hangs over here like a sadness or anything. It's just like a cloud that you carry with you all the time. Okay. Look, when we all have that, I have that all the time. It doesn't matter how many times I've done readings, and sometimes I'll go in more confident, others healings and so forth. I always have that sense of, am I going to have this or work best with that person or give the right messages all the time? So let's have a look at that for you. Okay. tapping into that. We'll pull a card for you for that. Oh, Rebel. Look at that. Look at all those beautiful colours. I'm going to go with the word on this one rather than the colours on that one. Let's have a quick look at the colours. I'm going to go with the colours. That's heart and throat, right? We have the colours of the peacock.
Yep.
And the word rebel. So when it comes to feeling uncertain, to punch through that, it's about owning the fact that it's a bit different, right?
Yeah.
That being that message giver or that message provider or that healer, it is a bit off out of the ordinary, or it does seem like that. So at the moment for you, it feels like it's a bit odd, a bit different, and to do that means to break away from what you consider to be the norm.
Yeah.
So being the rebel, just saying, I don't care anymore, I'm going to do this because it makes me feel happy, allows you to then, for that sensitivity, to become the norm, and you lose the uncertainty because you're living with it. You walk that talk every day.
Yeah.
So it's working on the heart and working on the throat. So when you're doing your meditation, you can do like this. You can, or even just if you're feeling uncertain, you can actually do this even without anyone knowing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Breathing in and breathing out the stress, and breathing in the love, and breathing out the stress, and that will calm the anxiety down. If you want to bring a message through, because that's the communication center here, connection with the spirit world here, and the heart is bringing in the compassion, which again is about the loyalty. Now let's have a look at your. I'm going to call it what it is. It's mediumship.
Yep.
Connecting with the spirit world.
Yep.
So, whenever you tap into that, there is something that has happened in your life that, like it exacerbates. What's the word? Like it brings it to the forefront. You have it like it forces you to sit in the middle of any grief that you have experienced when you connect with that energy. So, mediumship energy is about healing grief. So people who are mediums and who do that as a thing, as a practice or a way of life, they are actually healing grief. Looking at here, and whenever I'm tuning into somebody and doing a reading, see those trees and how they, there's like a whole line of them. That's how I see their ancestors in their aura. That's quite appropriate actually, because it comes through the line of the birth line, and so that's just confirming that energy is correct, that the message is correct for you, because that's a message for me to pass on to you. So every time you tap into your mediumship energy or that skills that you have, you are confronted with your own grief. So gently with yourself to start off with, and also it helps to heal the grief. So whenever you give a healing or reading in that energy, you are receiving a reading and a healing along that line, because spirit will always attempt, your guides will always attempt to heal the heart and bring you back into alignment when you're sitting in that energy. So my the time we're living together, especially like the knowledge and the rebel, your energy for this reading is to bring through that rebel part of you. The message here is that when you feel like that you want to be, when you want to be that rebel, or when you're feeling a little bit uncertain about bringing through those messages, remember, you are rebelling, and being that rebel allows people like me and people who may be in the same boat as you around that uncertainty, it almost like it switches on that permission switch for them as well, to be that. You are showing them the way in that way. The knowledge that you bring through, the loyalty that you are expressing, can also come through by being that rebel. You are demonstrating that person can pick themselves up. They do not have to have you as the rescuer. When you become the rescuer in the down or negative sense, that can drag you down with them. When you are the rescuer in the positive sense, you are actually showing somebody how they can walk their talk on their own. By that knowledge that you bring through, you can bring practical knowledge through, but it doesn't mean to say they might not take it on board immediately. It might take a couple of years. I've had that so many times. But eventually it will start to, it's no different to picking up a book and thinking, oh, actually, I remember reading something about that a couple of years ago and something, and it all clicks into place. But you would be that message bringer in that moment. You'll be the start of that process. And the mediumship is all about healing grief. And so for you, you're bringing all those things in together. So for today's session, I would, if I was going to recommend some tools, Melinda, may I ask do you meditate regularly?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I've just started that actually not so long ago.
And do you know what sort of meditation do you do? Is it visualization? Is it is it guided meditation?
Guided, guided one. And I'm also I'm a teacher as well, and I actually do guided meditation with my kids when they come in from lunchtime as well.
Perfect. So guided meditations are perfect for opening up the creative self, because it's, again, you're giving that person permission to open up their visuals. And when you come back, do you ever ask the children to describe what they saw or within their meditation?
I haven't. No.
Yeah. Be interesting to see. Not that you don't have to do that, but it would be interesting to see what comes forward. But for your own self as well, while you're doing that, allow yourself to open up. Well, you're already doing it anyway because you're bringing the guidance through. For the mediumship, I would recommend, it's called attunement meditation. And that is, there was a resource page on my website called Sitting in the Power. I think you can download it at the moment. I will be taking that off at the end of October because I'm going to start a little membership page. I'm experimenting with a subscription group or a weekly development group. But you're more than welcome to go on and give that a go. And I was given that or taught that meditation when I went overseas to the Arthur Finlay College, where they teach you how to connect on a mediumship level. And the attunement meditation, it's not about connecting to spirit. It's about healing the self and attuning yourself to your own guidance and then the world of spirit. And by strengthening that connection within yourself, it's then not a big leap to go over, and that voice will start to come in. So it's not about reaching out to that voice. It's about strengthening yourself so that voice becomes clearer and moving closer.
Sounds good.
So the other thing I would recommend, if you can, either start your own group or find a group that does, because it does like a circle, simply because it's about sharing experiences, but also sitting in the power of a circle, a meditation circle. You can express yourself in a safe environment, so finding someone that resonates with you, but also to finding a circle that will help. As I said, as the circle sits each week, the energy grows. And so everybody's energy grows at that same level. And that back in the old days, that's what they used to do to develop a medium, was to have a home circle. And that the home circle or the mediumship circle was solely to develop one medium within that group. Everyone came together to build the energy of that medium, because that medium brought messages through, not just for them, not just for anyone, but for the world, to bring healing in a much more humanitarian or global sense.
Wow.
So,
awesome.
So, Melinda, may I ask you, did that resonate with you, those things, the messages I brought through for you?
Yes, absolutely it did. Yeah, absolutely it did.
Awesome. So what I'll do, I'll post this tomorrow, and so everyone, thank you for joining me. I'll sign off now, and for Melinda, I will post underneath the pictures of the cards that I chose, and a link to the attunement meditation on my website. And I'll sign off for my group. And Linda, please stay there. We'll have a bit of a chat now.
Okay.
But thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you.
Thanks
for being part of that. And I will see you guys on my group at 1 o'clock for some live reading. So thanks for joining, and I'll see you then. Bye.